All right, so I'm going to talk through several things here because we do have some newer people in the room. If Joe has mount, Joe's on top. First things first is I don't want to make it any worse for myself. Okay, I've made a ton of mistakes to end up here, so I don't want to make it any worse. And one way to make sure that I don't do that is to keep my limbs close to my body, my elbows in, because I don't want him to get a high mount. Okay. This mount is bad enough. He can do enough damage from here. I need to upgrade my position. But that's going to start with me breaking his balance, his posture. Okay? His posture and his balance. So my hands are up, my elbows are in, but this is more just kind of incidental defense in terms of punching and things. I'm really mostly focused on not allowing him to get higher. Okay? Now, just like you did in the warm-up, my feet are close to my body. I'm gonna buck my hips. I'm looking to disrupt his base. The first one, the buck and roll, trap and roll, upa, whatever you want to call it, it's probably the first mount escape that everybody learns, and it works for a little while until people start to figure out what's happening on top. Now, that changes a little bit when Joe's maybe two-hand choking me or headlocking me or punching me. Okay, it becomes more effective because of the energies that happen here, right? So for our purposes for now, my feet are close to my body. I want to bridge my hips. Boom. It should be a big explosive bucking motion. Now, Joe's posting on the floor because he doesn't want to fall off of me. He doesn't want to face plant. So I'm going to try to trap an arm. Okay. And there's a lot of different ways to go about this, but I want to keep it as consistent as I can with some other things that we're going to do. So I'm going to go outside, palm away from me, inside, palm towards me. This. Okay, and I'm trapping it into my body here. Now there's going to be another explosive bucking bridging motion. If I can trap the foot, awesome. If I can't trap the foot, I don't need it. I'm going to go anyway, okay? And obviously I'm pausing here to talk, but I would not do that. So I've trapped this into my arm, or into my body. This is mine now, okay? I trap the foot if I can. I'm going to bridge up and over that shoulder, just like we talked about going towards the corners and not the walls. Here, this. Okay. Now, when we were drilling this on our own, I talked about going elbows to knees. Okay, it's because I want to start looking to get my posture back. That's it. Okay, so we're going to stop here for now. All right. So Joe's on top. My hands are up. My elbows are in. My feet are close to my body. I buck my hips to try to off base him. Okay. As soon as his hands touch the mat, I'm going to try to trap. Here, I pull this into my body. I bridge and roll again this time. Okay, maybe I'm running headbutts from here, punches, whatever. Right now, I just want you to get your posture, control their hips. Questions? All right, I go, you go this one. All right. Well, not really giving us any energy there, but it's it's very likely that he's trying to punch me, choke me, whatever. Now, I will say, I don't think two-hand choke from this position is probably all that likely. I think it's much more likely to be a punch. Two-hand choke, I think, is much more likely from like a guard position, right? Sexual assault kind of thing. From mount, it doesn't make nearly as much sense, okay? And most of the time, what I've seen is somebody takes mount, they're looking to cave your face in, where the two-hand choke kind of materializes more in guard. Doesn't mean it can't happen, okay? And we'll address it. We'll have answers for it. But I want to talk through something real fast because this is kind of common in the space. If Joe is doing a two-hand choke here, choke strong. If he's really pinning me here, I have no range of motion for this, okay? This backstops me. Joe's choking, choke. Here, I have no real control. So even if I strip the hands, go ahead, choke. Even if I strip the hands here, my necks, I can't control his hands, okay? If you think of a floor like a horizontal wall, right? So if we go to the wall for a second, if this was an effective method, then if Joe choked me here, you would see the same thing here, right? But it's not nearly as effective. It's not strong because there's no range of motion in my body. For me to be able to do this pulling motion, I need to be able to engage my back here, okay? Well, I can only engage my back to that far, right? So if you think about doing a pull-up or doing a seated row or something like that, if you're doing a seated row and you pull to here, Well, that's not super effective, right? I want to be able to pull like I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together here. It's the same thing here, okay? Beyond that, I want things that, if possible, mimic other parts of what we're doing, right? So the one we just did when Joe was punching me here, like this, I buck my hips, I'm trapping this, okay, here. If Joe's choking me here, I can do the same thing, choke, 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 and now I can make the same movement here, okay? So I don't need a new move to be able to address a similar problem, all right? If I'm doing this for one thing and this for another thing, it's more stuff for me to have to think about, okay? Never mind that I just don't think this is a very strong movement, okay? Again, because I don't have good range of motion. I'm relying basically on my fingers to be able to pry the hands off. And if I'm able to get Joe's hands off here and a buck, but he pulls his hands away, this, okay, now he chokes me here and he pulls his hands away, go ahead. No. Okay, it's just a much stronger movement, right? I'm not saying the other one will never work, right? You got the element of surprise, maybe you'll pull it off. But if I want fewer solutions for more problems and things that are stronger, more effective, I don't think this fits that. Okay, so now top person is going to give energies where maybe Joe's punching, maybe Joe's choking, maybe Joe's mixing them up, and I'm trying to make something happen in real time here. Once I make my trap, I want to go. I want to bridge and get out of here, okay? If Joe's able to free his hands or whatever and he changes to a choke, then same thing. I want to be, and look, my hands are outside. Maybe I make the trap from here. It's the same thing. I'm just taking both, okay? Nothing says that if they're here, you can't go here either, though. All right? So, top person, you're going to mix the energy a little bit. Open hand strikes to the face here. Not here, right? Because that's not how people punch. Here, like this, and you can mix in choke. Now, if they go here and here, like this, they're basing on you. Go ahead and take that arm, okay? Because if Joe tries to choke me with one hand and hit me with the other, so Joe does that here, okay? My immediate problem is this. Fractions of a second later, it'll be that. But if I go here and he's going to punch and I'm bucked at the same time, okay, that punch goes away. All right, but because he based on me, I want to take that arm. It doesn't make sense for me to try to go get the other one that's over here. Right? So top person, open hand strikes, two hand chokes. If you want to go single and punch, that's fine. Mix up the energies a little bit. Okay. Sure. Let the bottom person work their way out. All right. And then we'll look at options if buck and roll upa doesn't work. All right. Well, it's not worth the risk to me. Does that make sense? Right. So if I'm based low and wide like this, and Joe starts reaching for these hands here, and I do this just got so much worse for Joe. Like this is so much worse. Okay. He can buck his hips and shrimp and all he wants to. He doesn't affect my posture anymore. I'm sitting on his chest. So all this lower body movement does nothing anymore. Right? So when that happens, or if that happens, Joe gets this kind of low and wide base like this. Now it's going to be more likely that I'm looking to use that elbow escape, that shrimping escape. Okay? Now keep in mind, at least for this moment in time, Joe's not hurting me. So now I can be a little bit patient because I'm not taking damage. Just keep in mind, the difference between this and then Joe going to sit up to punch me is not much. Okay? So that's where timing is going to really matter here. If I'm bucking my hips, all of a sudden Joe goes low and wide on me. Okay, well now I got to switch what I'm doing. So I'm getting this frame. I'm kind of framing across his waistband here. This elbow comes between his knee and my body if I can get it there. And now I'm going to start shrimping, okay? I'm going to shrimp away from the elbow post side. Here. Feet close to my body. I want to bridge my hips up and away. Okay? And now I'm disrupting his base differently. Okay? More north-south, or east-west, side to side than north-south. All right? Now, maybe I can drag this leg straight out. Knee to elbow here. And I keep working my way out. Maybe I have to drag that knee underneath. Maybe I have to bring this foot over and scrape it. There's a lot of different things that can happen after that. But what I need to recognize is I should not probably reach up to trap his arms now. Okay? Because I'm almost for sure going to expose myself to high mount. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay. So when or if your partner on top ends up like this, resist the urge to reach for those hands, those arms. Because the difference in this and this is massive. Your ability to defend, escape from here is greatly diminished. Like, there are no good moves from there. It's especially when somebody can punch you or grab you by your hair and bounce your head off the ground. Like, it's different for jiu-jitsu. Again, I can kind of be patient and maybe bait them with an arm and hopefully try to fall off for an arm bar or something like that, and I look to hitchhike escape or whatever. In a parking lot, if this is the position we end up in, I get low and wide like this, Joe starts reaching for my hands, I get here, and Joe extends his arms, this. In a parking lot, this is so much worse for Joe. Because I'm not going to go, oh, thanks. Like, I might in jiu-jitsu. I wouldn't do that in jiu-jitsu either, but people will. But in a parking lot, that's not what's going to happen. They're going to push that arm across your face and punch you in the face with the other hand. Okay? So, this is why understanding the energy and the space from the top person matters, because it's going to dictate which one I use.
Sure.
Okay? But regardless, you have to be busy. You have to be active. You're on bottom, you're moving. Okay? I'm either bucking my hips and trying to disrupt posture north-south, or I'm shrimping my hips and trying to disrupt posture east-west. Okay? And the top person should be constantly doing this, and I'm looking for my chance to upgrade my position. All right?
Sure.
So let's stay with just these two for the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then we'll add the kipping escape that we've done the last couple of weeks. Okay?
Sure.
Oh, 3.